Hello students, now we are discussing about leave encashment. Leave encashment means getting cash in exchange of earned leave. That can be calculated by using one format. We discussed about that in the previous class. In this session, let us solve some problems relating to leave encashment. See this problem. Ravi retired on 30th September of the previous year and received rupees 95,640 as earned leave encashed. He had to his credit 9 months approved earned leave. His last drawn basic was rupees 6,500 and DA at a fixed rate rupees 1,500. Annual increment of rupees 300 falls due on 1st July every year. DA was treated part of salary for retirement benefits. Compute taxable portion of earned leave encashed. There is one format to calculate earned leave encashed, that is a taxable portion, that is amount received as earned leave encashed minus least of four things, that is actual amount received or average salary of 10 months or salary of approved period of leave or statutory limit rupees 3 lakh. Whichever is less, you have to deduct from the amount actually received. That amount will be your taxable portion. The amount which you deduct from the actual amount received, that amount is exempted portion of leave encashed. See this problem. Ravi retired on 30th September of the previous year and received 95,640 rupees as earned leave encashed. From this you have to deduct least of the four things. Next, see, he had to his credit 9 months approved earned leave. Every year a person will get 30 days of approved earned leave. So in his service he collected total of 9 months of approved earned leave. You have to calculate a salary for this time period. Next, see, his last drawn basic was rupees 6,500. That means in the month of August, that is previous month of his retirement, he received 6,500 and as basic and DA rupees 1,500. That DA is fixed, that is not changing. Annual increment of rupees 300 falls due on 1st July every year. He retired on 30th September and increment falls due on 1st July. That means this 6,500 includes this 300 of increment, that is in the month of July, August and September he is getting increment. Adding that increment to his basic, this 6,500 he received in the previous month. That means for the calculation of 10 months average salary, 6,500 he received for 3 months, that is for July, August and September, and rest of 7 months he received only 6,200 rupees, that is excluding this increment. DA will not change, that will be fixed at rupees 1,500. Next, see, DA was treated part of salary for retirement benefits. Only if they mention that DA is treated as retirement benefits, you can consider that DA for calculation of salary. If they are not mentioning this point, that is as retirement benefit, you should not consider DA. Only basic is considered for the calculation of average salary of 10 months. Here you can consider DA for the calculation of your salary. Compute taxable portion of earned leave encashed. Okay, here let us solve this problem. See, calculation of average salary for 10 months. First, basic with increment, that is for 3 months, as I told you earlier, 6,500 from July to September, that amounts to rupees 19,500. Next, basic without increment, 6,200 into 7, that is before July, that amounts to 43,400, and DA at rupees 1,500 per month, that is for 10 months 15,000. The total of these things amounts to rupees 77,900, that is the average salary of, that is the salary for 10 months. Now you have to calculate average salary for 10 months, that is nothing but 77,900 divided by 10, you get the average salary as 7,790. Now you can calculate earned leave encashed. See, computation of taxable leave encashment, 3 columns you have to draw, one particular column and 2 amount columns. First, you have to write amount received on encashment of leave 95,640, particularly mentioned in the problem. From that, you have to deduct least of the following exempted under section 10 subsection 10AA. First one, you have to consider actual amount of leave encashment received, that is 95,640. Next, you have to consider 10 months salary. You already calculated average salary 7,790 into 10, 77,900. This amount you already calculated. Next one, amount of salary for approved period of leave 7,790 into the leave in his credit is 9 months, that you have to consider. Amount of salary for approved period of leave, that is approved period of leave is 9 months. So that amounts to rupees 70,110, 7,790 into 9 months. Next, statutory limit 3 lakh. Whichever is lower, you have to consider as exempted amount of encashed leave. This lower amount 70,110 rupees is the exempted amount of leave encashed. When you deduct this exempted amount from actual amount received, that is 95,640, you get taxable amount of leave encashed. That taxable amount of leave encashment amounts to rupees 25,530 rupees. This is the taxable portion of earned leave encashed of Mr. Ravi, that is 25,530 rupees. Okay, this is the calculation. Next, let us solve one more problem relating to this. See this one. Rajesh retired from service on 10th January 2019, make it as 2019, after serving for 34 years, 11 months and 10 days. His basic on 1st January 2018, make it as 2018, was rupees 18,500 and annual increment rupees 500 falls due in September every year. He gets DA at 30% of basic considered for retirement benefit. He was paid commission at 1% of sales turnover of 50 lakhs rupees. On retirement, he received a gratuity of rupees 4,80,000 and leave encashment rupees 2,20,000. He had 7 months earned leave to his credit. Compute gratuity and leave encashment exempt under section 10. In this problem, they asked to calculate exempted amount of gratuity as well as leave encashment and not taxable amount. Remember that thing. Here exempted amount you have to calculate. That means that least of the following you calculated, no, that you have to calculate here. No need to deduct it from actual amount received. See this problem once again. Rajesh retired from service on 10th January 2019. For the calculation of leave encashment, you have to consider till the date of his retirement. But for the calculation of a gratuity amount, you have to consider till the previous month of retirement. That is the difference between calculation of gratuity and leave encashment. Remember that point. So here for the purpose of calculation of leave encashment, you have to consider till 10th January 2019, and for the calculation of gratuity you have to consider till December of 2018. Okay, that is the difference. Next, see, after serving for 34 years, 11 months and 10 days. In this problem, nothing is mentioned about he is covered under Gratuity Act or not covered under Gratuity Act. When there is nothing is mentioned, you have to consider him as not covered under Payment of Gratuity Act. Okay. If you are considering him as not covered under Payment of Gratuity Act, you have to consider only completed years of service. Here 34 years you can consider, you have to ignore 11 months 10 days because here you are considering as not covered under Payment of Gratuity Act. Next, see, his basic on 1st January 2018 was rupees 18,500. This is in the previous year, that is starting of the year 2018. His salary, that is basic, amounts to rupees 18,500 and annual increment rupees 500 falls due in the month of September every year. That means this 18,500 does not include increment of 500 rupees. With the increment, his salary amounts to rupees 19,000 because this basic as per the date 1st January of previous year. So 18,500 does not include increment. With increment, his basic amounts to rupees 19,000. That amount he gets for 4 months in case of calculation of gratuity because this increment falls due in the month of September. So, he is getting increment in the month of September, October, November and December in case of calculation of a gratuity amount, and in case of leave encashment, he is receiving this increment for 4 months and 10 days because you have to consider till the date of retirement in case of leave encashment. That means he is getting increment, that is 19,000 basic in the month of September, October, November, December and 10 months in January. For rest of 6 months in case of gratuity calculation, he is receiving 18,500 and for 5 months 20 days in case of leave encashment without increment 18,500 he is getting. Let us calculate this while solving the problem. Now see, annual increment we already discussed. He gets DA at 30% of basic considered for retirement benefit. In this problem, they particularly mentioned that it is considered as a retirement benefit. So, you can consider DA as well as next one, commission for the calculation of salary of 10 months. If they are not mentioning as retirement benefit, only basic you have to consider. Next, see, he was paid commission at 1% of sales turnover. Here, commission is on sales turnover. That means you have to consider it to calculation of salary purpose. of rupees 50 lakhs. 1% of 50 lakhs means 50,000 rupees. Here you have to consider this commission of 1% on sales turnover for 10 months, because here nothing is mentioned about for what period they are giving this commission. That means you have to consider it for 10 months, because you are calculating 10 months average salary here. Next, see, on retirement he received a gratuity of 4,80,000 and leave encashment rupees 2,20,000. These are the actual amounts received by Mr. Rajesh. Next, he had 7 months earned leave to his credit. Amount of salary for approved period you have to calculate. For that purpose you have to consider 7 months, because he has 7 months approved leave which can be encashed in his hand. So calculate exempted amount of gratuity and leave encashment. Let us solve the problem. See the notes here. Since the problem does not mention, it is assumed that he is not covered under Payment of Gratuity Act, as I explained. Next, see, sales turnover is assumed to be for the last 10 months, and since commission is paid as a percentage of turnover, salary means basic plus DA plus commission. Next, see, as the SSC retires on 10th January 2019, salary for last 10 months prior to the month of retirement means salary from March to December. That is for the calculation of gratuity. And for leave encashment, salary for last 10 months prior to the retirement means salary for the months that is from 11th March to 10th January, that I also explained. See the calculation of salary for gratuity without increment, that is for 6 months, that is before September, 18,500 into 6, 1,11,000, and with increment for 4 months, that is September, October, November and December, 19,000, 76,000. Total of salary amounts to basic salary amounts to rupees 1,87,000. For that you have to add DA at 30% of basic, that is 30% of 1,87,000 amounts to rupees 56,100. This is 30% of 1,87,000 rupees. Next, commission at 1% of 50 lakhs, 50,000. So the total salary for 10 months amounts to rupees 2,93,100 rupees. So average salary amounts to 29,310. You have to calculate exemptible gratuity, considering him as not covered under Payment of Gratuity Act. Least of the following is exempted amount, that is amount of gratuity received 4,80,000 given in the problem. Half month salary for the completed years of service 29,310 into half, that is half month, into completed years of service 34, 4,98,270, and statutory limit of 10 lakhs. Under not covered 10 lakhs and covered under Payment of Gratuity Act 20 lakhs, here not covered, so 10 lakh. Least of the following 4,80,000 is exemptible gratuity amount. So this is calculation of exemptible gratuity. Next, calculation of salary for leave encashment. Here till the date of retirement you have to consider. So without increment 18,500 for 5 months 20 days, that amounts to rupees 1,04,833. Calculation is given 18,500 into 5 months plus 18,500 into 20 days, that is 20 divided by 30 days, that is days in a month. So total amount is 1,04,833, and with increment 19,000 for 4 months 10 days, calculation is given. See that calculation that amounts to rupees 82,333. So, the total amount of salary, that is basic salary, for the purpose of calculation of leave encashment amounts to rupees 1,87,166. To that you have to add DA at 30% of the basic, that amounts to rupees 56,150, and commission at the rate of 1%, 50,000. So, the total salary for 10 months amounts to rupees 2,93,316. Average salary for 10 months amounts to rupees 29,332 rupees. That is a round off a figure. See the calculation of exemptible leave encashment. This is exemptible leave encashment. Actual amount of leave encashment received given in the problem 2,20,000. 10 months salary you already calculated in the previous slide, that is 2,93,360. Amount of salary for approved period of leave 29,332. 10 months salary in 10 months average salary into 7 months his credit 2,05,324 rupees. Next, statutory limit 3 lakh, whichever is less is your exempted amount of leave encashment, that is 2,05,324 rupees is exemptible leave encashment. If they ask you to calculate taxable leave encashment, you have to deduct this amount from actual amount received, that is 2,20,000 rupees. So, this is about leave encashment. Thank you. Let us discuss some more tax free incomes in the next session.